Welcome back to Car Flash Drive, the channel where we take a closer look at the most exciting cars of today and tomorrow. In this video, we're diving deep into one of the most unexpected yet fascinating comebacks in the automotive world, the 2026 BMW Isetta. Yes, you heard that right, the Isetta is back, reimagined for the modern era. And it's not just a quirky city runabout anymore. BMW has taken the essence of the original bubble car from the 1950s and 60s, a machine famous for its tiny footprint and single front door, and they've reinvented it as a fully electric, stylish, and surprisingly premium city commuter. Today we're going to cover everything from its design to the driving experience, the technology, the practicality, performance numbers, and of course, pricing. By the end of this review, you'll know if the new Isetta deserves a spot in your dream garage or your daily commute. At first glance, the 2026 Isetta manages to pull off something very tricky. It honors its heritage without looking outdated. The front end is instantly recognizable, dominated by that signature single front door that swings open to let the driver and passenger in. BMW has cleverly integrated modern LED lighting into the retro-inspired oval headlamp housings, giving it a futuristic glow while keeping the playful character alive. The bumperless design, short overhangs, and minimalistic surfacing make the car look like something out of a concept sketch, yet it's production-ready and road-legal. The iconic BMW kidney grills are still there, but this time they're sealed off because, as an EV, there's no need for massive airflow. Instead, they serve as a styling cue, surrounded by a smooth front fascia that gives the Isetta a clean, aerodynamic look. From the side, the proportions really stand out. This car is tiny, measuring just under 3 meters in length. It's shorter than most hatchbacks and even smaller than a Mini Cooper, yet the design team has used clever tricks to give it a sense of presence. The side profile features flush door handles and tall windows that make the cabin look airy. The wheels are pushed out to the corners, sitting on either 16 or 17-inch aero-optimized alloys, depending on the trim, and they're wrapped in low rolling resistance tires. The upright stance and compact wheelbase give the Isetta a go-kart-like vibe, suggesting agility in tight city streets. A small character line runs above the wheel arches, hinting at muscularity, while the floating roof effect created by the blacked-out pillars adds a premium touch. The charging port is located just behind the passenger side wheel, cleverly disguised to keep the body lines clean. At the back, the Isetta remains just as bold and distinctive. Instead of a traditional hatch, it gets a vertical rear window and slim LED taillights that extend horizontally, giving it a wider stance than it actually has. The bumper integrates subtle vents and reflectors, and there's a two-tone paint option that emphasizes its bubble car roots. BMW offers plenty of personalization here, with contrasting roof colors, playful pastel shades, and even retro-inspired chrome trim for those who want a nod to the original Isetta's 1950s charm. Despite the compact dimensions, the rear design feels cohesive and modern, not like a toy car but like a serious mobility solution for the future. Now, stepping inside is where the magic happens. Remember, this car still has its iconic front entry system. The entire front panel swings outward, steering wheel included, welcoming you into a cabin that feels way more premium than you'd expect from something this small. The moment you climb in, you realize BMW has treated the Isetta not as a gimmick, but as a genuine member of their lineup. The cabin is minimalist yet upscale, using sustainable materials such as recycled fabrics, eco-leather alternatives, and soft-touch plastics. The dashboard is dominated by a wide, curved display that combines the driver's information cluster and infotainment into one seamless panel. It supports BMW's latest iDrive software with natural voice commands, over-the-air updates, and full smartphone integration via wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. The interface is quick, clear, and feels far more advanced than what you'd expect in a car that's built for city commuting. Seating is a 2+1 layout, meaning you get 2 adults comfortably in the front and a small foldable jump seat in the back for a child or very short trips. Space is surprisingly good thanks to the tall roofline and clever packaging of the battery beneath the floor. Legroom for the driver and passenger is generous for a car this size, and the upright windshield and expansive side glass make it feel more spacious than it looks on the outside. Storage is also well thought out, with clever cubbies, a surprisingly deep glove box, and a trunk that offers around 120 liters of space, enough for grocery runs, backpacks, or even a small suitcase. Fold down that tiny rear seat and you can extend the practicality for bulkier items. It's not going to rival a family SUV, but for urban living, it's more than adequate. On the tech side, the Isetta doesn't cut corners. You get a premium sound system, customizable ambient lighting, wireless charging pads, and a host of connected services that allow you to precondition the cabin, locate charging stations, or even summon the car to pick you up using a smartphone app. Driver assistance features are also well covered, with adaptive cruise control, lane keep assist, automatic emergency braking, and a 360-degree camera system that makes parking this already tiny car almost laughably easy. Performance is where things get even more interesting. The 2026 Isetta is powered by a compact electric motor mounted at the rear, producing around 170 horsepower and 250 Nm of torque. Now, those numbers may not sound huge compared to full-sized EVs, but in a car that weighs under 1,200 kilograms, it's more than enough. 0 to 60 comes in just under 7 seconds, which is shockingly quick for something this size, and top speed is electronically limited to 95 miles per hour. But the Isetta isn't about breaking land speed records, it's about effortless, zippy city driving. The instant torque delivery makes starting through traffic a breeze, and the short wheelbase gives it a level of maneuverability that makes U-turns and parking feel almost like playing with a remote control car. BMW has tuned the suspension to balance comfort with handling, so while you'll feel some bumps thanks to the compact size, it's still refined enough for daily commutes. Range anxiety is often a concern with small EVs, but BMW has fitted the Isetta with a 42 kWh battery pack that delivers an estimated 190 to 210 miles on a full charge, depending on driving conditions and wheel choice. That's more than enough for most urban users, and with support for fast charging up to 100 kilowatts, you can top up from 10 to 80% in around 25 minutes. On a standard home wall box, a full charge overnight takes about 6 hours. BMW also offers an optional solar roof panel that can trickle charge the battery during the day, adding a few extra miles per week, which is a nice eco-friendly touch. When it comes to pricing, BMW has positioned the Isetta smartly. It starts at around $35,000 for the base trim, with higher trims offering more luxurious interiors, larger wheels, and extended tech packages that push it closer to $45,000. While that may sound steep for such a small car, remember that you're not just paying for size, you're paying for design, engineering, brand prestige, and technology. BMW knows the Isetta will attract urban professionals, design enthusiasts, and eco-conscious drivers who value style and convenience over raw practicality. Factor in federal level incentives and local rebates in many regions, and the price becomes more approachable. So, what's the verdict? The 2026 BMW Isetta is not just a retro throwback, it's a bold reimagining of a classic, designed for a new generation of city drivers. It combines heritage design with cutting-edge EV technology, offers surprising levels of comfort and features, and delivers fun, zippy performance in a package that's impossible to ignore on the street. It's not the car for everyone if you need lots of space or plan on road tripping every weekend. This isn't going to cut it. But if you live in a city, want something unique, and like the idea of driving a piece of history that's been electrified for the future, the Isetta makes a compelling case for itself. Thanks for joining me on this in-depth look at the 2026 BMW Isetta. If you enjoyed this review, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to Car Flash Drive for more detailed car reviews, and let me know in the comments what you think of this bold little EV. Would you consider owning one, or is it too quirky for your taste? Until next time, drive safe, stay charged, and I'll see you in the next video.